Well, I
protect
like
everybody from
Shelley's.
themselves.
I like Shelley's idea of education.
I was a pretty big fan of the danger keep out sign, and that was
That's
end of
still
our,
there.
yeah.
Actually, it says, do not enter.
Right.
People violate, and hopefully they don't fall. Hopefully
Well,
parents are smart enough to keep their small children.
And for Public Works to go there, down there shortly after 6 a.m. and start work, it's not very good for.
Well, you and I talked about this, and I don't see how they could have been there, because I followed the compressor in at 8, so if someone told you that it was 6, I don't believe that's true.
I'm bringing the complaints of the community to the board's attention, and I've gotten a number of them.
But I don't think the 6 o'clock story was correct.
It was well before 8.
No, again, they were done. It was done at the behest of the board and town administrator. But it is an ongoing discussion of the solution. I don't think what's up there is a permanent solution. Does it look attractive? No, I don't think so either.
And all of this has a hollow ring. If there is an accident, God forbid, of someone going out there and getting in the water and a tragic incident. So if we put up a sign, it's in the best spirit to protect people, although we know what a people magnet that spot is, especially with the seals. So maybe education about the danger, and people seem going to go out there anyway. And whatever we put there that's just a stopgap measure is visually unattractive and not effective.
I think education would be a step in the right direction.
May I ask a question? I was wondering, whose land is it? Is it Lubec's or state land?
That part of the breakwater was built by the Army Corps of Engineers. It officially belongs to Lubec. However, that being said, we're not allowed to do anything to it. The only ones that are allowed to do anything to it are the Army Corps of Engineers. When I first became town administrator many years ago, it was scheduled for repair. And it took them 5 years after they scheduled it to actually get here. And we called and we called and we called because it was getting worse and worse. It was actually breaking up. And they kept saying, oh yeah, top priority, top priority. Well, 5 years later, they finally came down and did the repairs on it. And they were very emphatic that we could not do the repairs, that it had to be done by the Army Corps because it was built by them and it's controlled by them. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Is that it on that one? Moving on. Sign the sewer commitment?
I make a motion to sign the sewer commitment.
Second motion?
All in favor of signing the sewer commitment? Only one page this time, then?
Yep. Double checking.
Oh, you have it.
I got a phone call last week from a gentleman named Skip Cormier, and he told me about a group over in Campobello that had some interest in bringing some cruise ships over. But when they looked around where the cruise ships were going to land, which is in the local area, there wasn't a whole lot to offer. So they started about looking at expanding the area, and they looked at Eastport and they looked at Lubec. So he asked me if I thought that, maybe, would Lubec be interested as being a possible destination for small cruise ships, 1 to 2 to 300 passengers. And I told him I thought we would. The Friars Bay Development Association is looking to acquire the pier at Welsh Pool from the Canadian government, and they're looking to upgrade it to accommodate cruise ships. The chairman of the association is a gentleman named Joe Goff. The current wharf measures about 66 meters, and upon inspection, looks good at the watermark. There is going to be some engineering needed to discover what condition is the pier, what the pier is underneath. Right now, there is a group currently having discussions with the Border Patrol to work out passport and customs issues associated with an international stopover. The group is looking at the Eastport, Campobello, Lubec area as their selling point to passengers. Some of the topics that Skip and I talked about would be historical lots in buildings, kayaks, bicycling, lighthouses, whale watches, and other attractions. He talked about the possibility of shuttle and guides for passengers, where passengers could arrive in Lubec and there'd be some kind of shuttle and a guide to take them to these destinations. Over the course of our conversation, he talked about possibility of forming some type of committee involving local residents and business owners from Lubec, Eastport, and Campobello to work together to pool resources for the passengers. Packages of the area could be purchased and provided by Aquila Tours. He indicated that most of the ships were estimated to be in and out the same day. He stated that approximately 60% of the passengers, according to his data, would be interested in buying a tour of a local port of call. And the time frame, he said, would be 1 to 3 years. He said that this is something, you know, we talked about the local Chamber of Commerce, we talked about, you know, the local businesses and stuff as being part of the committee, and you know, there is quite a bit of time to work it out. But I mean, this could be something I think that would be beneficial for Lubec, and I thought I'd let you guys know.
I know Eastport's done the same thing. They have a very active committee that got their cruise ships involved. And most of their stuff they do is arts, they tour the downtown, bunch of them volunteer, stand around in case any of the people have questions. So it's a very doable thing. I'm sure they could give us lots of ideas.
Have any thoughts on this?
I think it's great. I don't know, Eastport already has theirs up and running, so it's kind of competition in the sorts, but hopefully it works out.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they're going after the same, you know, it's apparently it's the same size ship.
There's lots of these small independent cruise companies, and they work with the all of these companies. We've got a Boston. Their boat usually goes up from Boston, Rockland, Eastport, and then they stop off at St. John, and then they make a trip back. They do about a 2-week cruise.
One of the things, you know, we kind of talked back and forth, and I just kind of figured it was, you know, just an initial discussion. But when he started talking that this group was serious, and, you know, that they were already discussing with the Border Patrol and Customs as to how to make this work, I kind of thought that, you know, these guys have some initiative, and this is something that we could look forward to, so.
Testing the waters in more than one way.
Right.
The thing is with the customs issue, it's done all the time in places all over, so it's really not an issue. There's no new water to be tested, there's just procedures. They'll tell them what they have to do, and they'll be boarded. And
Would anyone like to make a motion that we support this endeavor? Or get involved with this endeavor?
I could send an email stating that the selectmen, we discussed it, and if they decided to support it. I did talk to Carol Dennison at the Chamber of Commerce, so I'm hoping to forward that to him as well. And
I think we should support it.
Yeah.
We should support any new industry, business, and
I'll make a motion to support this endeavor.
second the motion, so.
Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you.
just a reminder that the special town meeting is September 18th. This is to vote on the financing portion of the Lubec Public Works facility. We had a public information meeting this week. We answered questions from the community. We tried to update them as to where the project is. And, you know, we hope that people will come out. We're hoping that people will support this project. But for a community this size, this is a big project. And I think it's really important that the entire community come out and vote how they feel on it. And I think,
Is this meeting being held here?
yeah.
It's going to be in the garage.
Right.
Right. There was a minor error in the handout on the previous information meeting. The meeting on the 18th will be held in the fire bay
Right.
here at the town office
In the
at
6:30 p.m.
6:30.
Tuesday evening. In the handout, it stated it was at the high school cafeteria. So that's an error on my part.
Can we make sure we have
We are
big
gonna have,
signs?
we're gonna have a sign
We're
down
gonna have
there.
a person down
And we're gonna have an
there.
individual down there.
Yeah.
Make sure that everybody that
I
goes to
think
the
it should be
meeting.
one of our selectmen, like the one that's absent tonight.
That will teach them. So it is, it's next Tuesday evening at the fire bay up here. We're hoping that we get a real broad representation of the town, everybody comes out.
Please come out and vote, whether you're for it or whatever.
Come out and vote.
Please come out and hear the information and vote.
The last item that I have on the list is beach cleanup. I got an email from Rudy Jordan and Apple. Coastal Cleanup Week is September 15th to the 22nd. She's wondering if the town would allow people to leave the bags of
Behind you.